Welcome to the session, and thank you all for taking your very valuable time with us today. We're excited about moving forward with some of our membership initiatives, and particularly looking forward to informing you and involving you in your very critical role as representatives for both our national association and our state associations. As you well know, you really fill a dual role in working on behalf of both state and national associations, particularly focusing in on helping us recruit and retain members. Some of you are new representatives, and we appreciate your patience as we really have been working hard here at NAESP to get our act together, so to speak, and to be able to corral our resources in order to make certain that we can make the most of our time together. On this call, we hope is just the beginning. We'll hope to be able to bring many, if not most of you, into our offices for some more in-depth development work, and hopefully in November, and then again in February when we hold our National Leaders Conference. We expect to have a more comprehensive approach to helping you support you in your role as a state representative, and also helping you to engage other principals in ways that can enhance the value of membership for them in both their state and national associations. So thank you again for joining us. I'm going to turn very quickly to our others on our call and ask them to introduce themselves, but it's my real privilege to turn first and foremost to Mark Terry. And I have to tell you that, you know, in the 28 years I've been with NAESP, there have only been 2 presidents of NAESP who have expressed the kind of enthusiasm and passion and real intention of effort that Mark Terry is putting forth on behalf of growing membership in this organization. So a special thank you, Mark, for your efforts on our behalf, and I'm going to turn this over to you to share a little more information with our state representatives. Thank you.
Thanks, Gail, and welcome, everybody. It may be a little noisy for me. I'm at a barbecue joint in the middle of Texas. I'm on a 4-hour trip out to West Texas to visit some more of our members, and I just happened to stop in here. I'm really sacrificing to stop here at my barbecue place to eat, but you may hear a lot of noise. I'll try to mute so that when the conversation gets going, you can hear. I'm very, very proud to be involved with NAESP and with principals in particular. You guys do a great job under a lot of pressure, and our members do also, and our members deserve the best from us. And we have particular challenges when it comes to membership. Times are changing. Principals are finding it more and more difficult to fund being with a membership organization, even though we know that they need us. They need our legal protection, they need our professional development, and they need our camaraderie. And so we hope that some of the initiatives that we're going to present to you today will you will find valuable. But it is, the main purpose of the call today is an update on strategic membership initiative and the important role that you play in that implementation. We're going to let you know a little bit about a meeting and training that we're going to be offering you for it's called the NAESP State Reps training in D.C. or up in the D.C. area. And you can just pencil in November 30th through December the 1st. We're going to, at the end, we'll talk about the details of when you get there and when the meeting is. But I'm excited to be a part of this initiative, and I'm excited to be working with you guys. And I'm going to go ahead and let Elizabeth and Azri introduce themselves. And Azri, you may have to mute me every once in a while if it gets too noisy. Okay?
No problem.
Thank you.
Elizabeth?
Yes, hi everybody. This is Elizabeth Bailey, and I'm a principal with 2B Communications. And we have been working with NAESP for about the last 9 months to do a whole bunch of research. I'm sure that some of you have responded to the surveys that we've done. Some of you may have been interviewed. And we're helping to really put together and roll out the strategic member initiative that we're talking about today.
And this is Azri Salazar. I am the Assistant Executive Director for Membership, Marketing, and Technology. So I'll be working really closely with all of you. I'm very excited about that. During our call today, right now, many of you have seen we had the lines muted just to kind of minimize some of the background noise. But as you can see, very shortly in the agenda, in this short call, we'll open it up so that you all can ask any questions. So I'll unmute the lines, excuse me, after we go through the portion where we talk a little bit more about the training in November.
This is Gail again, and let me just give you a thumbnail sketch of where we are right now and what we hope to do going forward. We've worked with, as Elizabeth mentioned, she's with 2B Communications, and over the past 6 to 8 months, we've really engaged Elizabeth's talents to help us really understand what we might do at NAESP in different fashion that will give us better results as it relates to recruiting and retaining our members. She's been working pretty closely with our staff, and really in a more ongoing basis will be meeting with us on almost an every other week basis for the next several months to make sure that we continue to steer these efforts in the direction we want them to go. Based on a lot of the research that Elizabeth's been conducting for us, we've come to some new understandings about how we can engage with all of you in new and different ways to help you be better prepared and have better opportunities to engage with principals one-to-one on a one-to-one basis that we know is truly the key to a vital and strong membership base for our association. As you know, we've lost a number of members over the last couple of years. We feel that we are
so I'll
now
take it up from there, Gail.
Sure. And I was going to turn it right over to you, Elizabeth.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you did. I had a little cutout here. I think we have a connection too.
Yes, I was just
so I
setting the
wanted
stage.
Oh no, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I just set the stage for you and said based on all the information and intelligence you've gathered, we're now at a point to put some of these plans into action, and that's why we're having the call today, to engage with our state reps and help them get involved with helping us map out and implement those plans.
Great. Well, I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about talking over the top of you. Sometimes in these calls we get a little bit of an overlap. As you guys all know, it sounds like we're calling in from the moon. Well, I'm really excited. My team is very excited to be working with NAESP, and I think Mark mentioned, or Gail mentioned, a member advisory group that has been very instrumental in formulating the ideas that we're going to share with you all in November. But essentially, this is a time where associations everywhere are really needing to kind of pause and regroup and say, okay, it's a brand new world out there. It's a different economic environment. It is a different, there are different expectations from members in terms of what will really meet their needs and how they like to take in, information and the kinds of services that they're really wanting and that fit into their busy lives. And one of the big things we heard over and over again in our research was just how busy principals are and how little time there is, and what needs there are to help solve some problems that will save them time. So we are working on many fronts to put together this strategic member initiative that touches really every part of NAESP. It touches what products and services are provided. It touches how technology is used, and it touches certainly how membership is developed and retained. And so we are looking at, in previous times, marketing has really been very much a direct marketing strategy out of Alexandria, in loose coordination with the states. And what we know about how things really need to happen today is that we have to have this hybrid model where it's high touch and high tech and direct marketing. So we are really looking at implementing a hybrid model that is going to build a lot of capacity at the local grassroots level, much more high touch, principal to principal, and not just for member recruitment reasons, but really delivering services and things of value out in the field too. And you all are certainly a critical part of understanding what the member initiative is about, and then really playing a role in your capacity as NAESP state reps in terms of the activities that we'll be undertaking. What we also know is you guys are very busy, and so the types of things that the Member Advisory Committee has been helping us to frame is just, really what's doable, what kinds of tools will be, very useful to everyone, how to make things easy for you to do in your role. So in November, and Mark and Azri are going to talk a little bit more about that, we will certainly be doing a lot of, training and giving you a lot of updates. I think that I've been so impressed with the association in terms of its enthusiasm, really high energy, really willing to make change and to do things differently. And so I think that I hope all of you are planning to be there in November. It's going to be a very, very important learning and networking opportunity for all of you, and I'll certainly look forward to meeting you in person. With that, I think I'll turn it back over to Mark and Azri to give you some details about how November is shaping up schedule-wise.
Well, thanks, Elizabeth. I did fail to mention the Membership Advisory Group, but there's several of them on the line today, and I just can't tell you how well they have represented principals throughout the country. We have some on the committee who've been principals a couple of years. We have some that have been here for a number of years. And it's really very gratifying to me how forward-looking they are. But we need you, because there are so many potential members out there who need us that we can't do it all, and you play a key part in that. You may have ideas that we have not even scratched the surface on. I know that you're excited about gaining more members for your state. The one thing I've been telling people as I go out into the field is that, number one, I want your state affiliate to be as strong as possible, because NAESP is not strong if you're not strong. Number two, I want to work with you. I want to talk to you if you have a question, or if you have someone you want me to talk to, or somebody you want me to write, or whatever, or to drop a card to. I want to know that. So feel free to use my email address. You can find that online. And please contact me if I can help in any way. The November training, and Ezra, jump in there if I'm incorrect, it's going to be Friday through Saturday at noon. That'll be November 30th through December 1st. So that means you're probably going to have to get here on that Thursday, 29th, in order to hit the ground running on Saturday. The NAESP state reps and the Membership Advisory Group will both be participating, and there's some overlap there. The agenda is going to be geared to educate and train you on the Strategic Membership Initiative. It's going to get your input on future strategies and tools that you think would be useful. And I think it's real important to connect you with your Membership Advisory Group and the work they've been doing. And let me tell you, I don't consider this a campaign for this year. I consider this a long-term strategy to where our members expect us to be contacting them and gaining their input. I think the agenda is going to include a review of the membership research from Elizabeth and her group, an overview of the Strategic Membership Initiative and upcoming campaign. Again, I don't consider it a one-time campaign. And then the training and role that you play, and you are so critically important. And I'm going to do more than hope that you're going to be there. I can't wait to shake your hand and say thank you for what you're doing. Azri and Elizabeth, did I miss anything in there?
Yeah, this is Azri. The one thing I would say is that if we could, we're hoping that the state reps arrive Thursday the 29th, so that we can possibly do a dinner together with everyone, with the Membership Advisory Group and with the state reps. So we'll be in touch with you shortly about logistics and whatnot, but I think we're looking at maybe Thursday evening to do a joint dinner, and then we'll start Friday morning with the training and go all the way through, as Mark said, through Saturday around noon. Yes. Oh yes, and of course NAESP will take care of costs for your hotel and air travel. And like I said, we'll be in touch with you shortly after this call to start that process. from this office. I think we're at a point where if there are any questions, I'm getting ready to unmute all of the lines. I do notice, I believe, Kathy, you have a question, so give me 2 seconds and I'll start unmuting lines. Any questions?
Oh, did you tell people how to ask questions, Ashley, by the way?
If you have a question and you just want to type, if you're online and you want to type it into the question box. Otherwise, unmuting everyone now. There's a, feel free to let us know. Kathy, do you have a question? Okay, are there any questions? If you have any questions, all of your lines are unmuted at this point. If there's any questions you have about anything in general or the call as it's kind of laid out everything, feel free to let us know who you are and just chime in.
Sounds like we might be having a little technical difficulty out there.
We are here on my end, I can tell you that. It's not like I don't know, like you're in a barrel.
Well, as Azure said, if you have a question and want to type it in, if you're trying to raise a question and you're not able to get through on the line, just type in a question and we'll raise it for you. Maybe we should ask you a question. How many of you are maybe raise your hands internally or just give us a verbal yes if you're planning to attend the training session in November. We're hoping that we know it's a fairly short timeline notice. Our hope is that at least we can get a fair number of representatives in for that day. We hope to do some filming and some capturing of that experience so that some of your counterparts who won't be able to be there would be able to tap into it. But our hope is that we will have given you at least enough notice so that you could be able to join us in person.
Thank you, Sarah, Karen, Keith, Kathy, Kelly. Thank you, John and Dwayne. We have a question from Lori. With this event, will NAESP still be hosting us and federal relations in late February?
The answer to that is yes, Lori. We are reorienting, reorchestrating our resources in order to be able to provide more support and more opportunities for us to work directly with all of our state reps. We hope November will just be the beginning of at least 2 times a year when we hope to be able to bring you in. So the November will be, to a certain extent, sort of a catch-up. If you'll recall, we weren't able to have a training session for you all at the July meeting because we were waiting for the final results from some of the marketing research that was being done. And we wanted to make certain that we were heading you in the right direction. And now that we are at that stage, we wanted to be able to provide this sort of special opportunity for you to come together. But we will definitely provide for and build out a much more comprehensive training and development session tied to that National Advocacy and Leadership Conference that will be held, I believe the dates are February 24th through, the dates are February 24th through 27th here in Alexandria. We'll be pairing up and doing some advocacy work as well, but your primary purpose for that particular meeting will be to continue the work with us in the area of membership development and engagement. And we will be covering your costs for both of those sessions, November and February.
Are there any of our membership advisory group members that would like to just kind of say hey and introduce yourself so that some of our reps know who you are?
Okay. Yeah, Carr, do you want to just introduce yourself?
And I can't hear anybody.
Yeah, they're raising their hands. Carr, can you hear us? Everyone's unmuted.
We have everyone on unmute, so we should be able to hear you, but for some reason we are not. Do we have any typed questions there, Azare? Any more typed questions?
Okay. No, we don't.
Oh, we're hearing someone. Well, as you can tell, in terms of our technology, we're a work in progress, and our plan is to move forward and actually build out the opportunity for us to video conference so that we could have more regularly scheduled and more frequent meetings that could then be archived for others to tap into at their convenience. Is someone trying to come through now?
It looks like he's trying to join us. What airport? You would fly into Reagan National Airport, Karen.
The code is DCA. I'm really sorry that the technology is not supporting the voices of our membership advisory group. I have to reiterate what Mark said in a big round of thank yous to each and every one of them, not only those who are with us today, but who have been with us over the past several months, encouraging us to move forward, and their enthusiasm is unbelievable. And I know that given the fact that you are all full-time working active principals and you're willing to volunteer your time on our behalf speaks volumes for this membership organization. And we just owe you a real debt of gratitude, and thank you for willing to step up and help us grow our efforts.
Missy, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. I don't know if you wanted, Mark wanted to see if any of the membership advisory group members wanted to introduce themselves to the state reps.
Okay. My name's Melissa Patchke. I represent Zone 2 on the advisory board, and it's been an exciting adventure to work with such great people, and some really amazing ideas have come out of our work together.
Thank you, Missy. Are you gearing up for your conference next week? The
Absolutely.
Zone 1 and 2 meeting?
Yep, we have Northeast Regional Conference is happening in Pittsburgh, where everybody's coming in on Thursday, and our agenda goes till Saturday, so we're pretty excited.
An exciting agenda, and I know you've been actively participating and making certain that it's robust, and we appreciate your reach out to us to have us involved.
Oh, thanks for your support.
Mark, we will be contacting you probably within the next 2 weeks regarding the arrangements for the November training.
This is John from Anchorage, Alaska. Can you hear me, Mark and Gail?
Yes, John, yay, you got through.
Well, I just had to learn how to use the buttons, but yeah, I'm very encouraged and excited about the initiative, and of course would like to hear more. I'm even more excited that President Mark will be maybe coming up, and we're setting up a trip for him to experience the great state of Alaska.
Hey, John, you have to promise to us that we'll get him back. I'm afraid he's going to have such a wonderful experience. He'll just want to stay there.
Yeah, well, we always have room. We always have room.
Okay, so are there any other questions?
Well, being very mindful of everyone's time, we just want you to know how very much, again, we appreciate all that you do, not just for our association, but for the hard work and what you're doing every single day. I'd like to just tell you all, give you some really good news. We, NASP and NASSP today just held a congressional briefing for a collected group of about 50 various policymakers and assorted others to roll out our new Rethinking Principal Evaluation. We had a couple of researchers and a couple of principals together on a panel. They did a wonderful job for us, and I just want you to stay tuned. We'll be getting a PDF file out to you all in the very near future so that you can take a look at the final report that lays out 6 dimensions of what we believe would be necessary for any evaluation of principals to be considered effective evaluation, and that we believe must be taken into consideration as principals are evaluated. And certainly, we're doing our best to make the case that it is entirely unfair to predicate a principal's evaluation in large part or largely on standardized test scores. But we provide a really good framework and really great guidelines for policymakers. And I believe, and I'm so excited because I believe this is truly the first and best opportunity we've ever had to give policymakers a real view to the inside, ins and outs of what the complexities of your job and your work and every single day. I just have to say you are definitely our country's unsung heroes, and I hope you'll be proud of this work, as we are on your behalf. And we believe this will become a really good member retention piece, and also a good piece to help us in reaching out to non-members to help them understand the value of the work together, synergistically, state and national, working together where we can try to move that needle on your behalf in favor of more sound and common sense policies that can give more resources that you deserve to help you do your jobs and to be evaluated in fair and objective manner. So stay tuned for that. It's our first major body of work in a couple of years. It's aligned with our leading learning communities and NASSP's Breaking Ranks. It was quite rewarding to be able to go on the Hill together today with our colleagues from NASSP and truly have a united voice on behalf of all principals and to enhance the profession. So hopefully that's just the beginning, but stay tuned because that's a very valuable resource that can help all of you in your outreach efforts on our behalf. And any final thoughts or words, Mark, Elizabeth, and Azare?
I'm just looking forward to meeting all of you and working with you all together as we work through this new planning campaign and help our states with all of their membership, recruitment, and retention efforts.
Elizabeth, you still with us? We may have lost Elizabeth. Mark, are you still with us? Well, it looks like our technical difficulties are spreading. But let me just say on behalf, as you can tell, Elizabeth, Mark, and Azare and I are working together pretty closely here at NAESP, and we are committed to put forth the best effort we can to provide, again, the support that we feel you need to be able to fulfill your role of state rep on behalf of your state and our national association. So from all of us to all of you, thank you tremendously for tuning in today. Stay tuned for follow-up information. We didn't want to hit you cold, but stay tuned for follow-up information about the upcoming training in November. And then as soon as we can, we'll have more information about February. So looking forward to working with all of you, and onward, upward.
John Keaton here. Thank you very much.
Thank you.